Ah, the 90s, a decade that was built around mixed trends and stylish pop culture fashion, like Janko jeans, flannel shirts, mini backpacks, and frosted tips. Also, we can't forget about Beverly Hills 90210, Luke Perry! The music genre also had a unique influence on the youth because it also varied between rock alternative, grunge, pop, and techno. To put it simply, here's a better way to explain the decade.
So skip it.
What's that?
Tamagotchi, the original virtual reality pen.
Mentos, the fresh maker.
You get caught up in the crossfire.
As if.
The 90s was the era that Hollywood capitalized on the teen movie genre. They typically focus on the love interest of two polar opposite characters and the real-life problems high school students deal with. To be even more transparent, the 1980s was the first to open the door up to the teenage movement with movies like The Breakfast Club, Weird Science, St. Elmo's Fire, and 16 Candles, which started the Brat Pack. For those of you who are unfamiliar, the Brat Pack was a small group of teen idols who frequently co-starred with each other, like Molly Ringwald, Rob Lowe, Anthony Michael Hall, Ali Sheedy, and Emilio Estevez. Hollywood striked while the iron was hot between 1995 and 1999, punching out movies like Can't Hardly Wait, Drive Me Crazy, 10 Things I Hate About You, and Never Been Kissed by a Douchebag. Never Been Kissed. Trust me when I say these movies are a pile of dog shit that focus on the same gimmicky plots to pull the audience's attention to cheap sex jokes and random occurrences in the teenage world. But the movie She's All That is the one that drew the short stick in this case, and now it's gonna get it from the bull.
You mess with the bull, you get covered in bullshit.
It starts off like any other damn teen movie at some high school where all the kids are rich and good looking for no fucking reason. The first person introduced is Zach, played by Freddie Prinze Jr. Yes, that guy coming off the movie I Know What You Did Last Summer, which is another fuckstick movie I'll get to at another time. His girlfriend breaks up with him for a reality TV star after coming back from spring break. Yeah, like that's appropriate for the average 15-year-old watching. And instead of just moving on with his life like a normal person, he decides it's more humorous to make a bet with his friend, ooh, it's Paul Walker, to pick a random girl and make the bet that screams teen movie.
Then you got 6 weeks to turn her into the prom queen.
Only in America. Anyway, he picks Lainey Boggs, played by Rachel Lee Cook, who's a social outcast and actually one of the most normal-looking people in this movie. Couldn't they have casted someone more fugly to play the part? But sure, whatever. I'd also like to point out Usher makes a cameo in this movie as a school DJ. Remember when your school had a high school student DJ who never went to class? I sure shit don't. Also, does anyone know what the hell happened to this guy? The thing that always got my piss to a boil with these movies is these kids have all the advantages in the world and are bound by nothing, but the directors manage to make these kids feel like they're born without any choices, like it's such a crime to be rich and good looking. Like, take this scene for example. Zach is given scholarships to Ivy League schools, and he's torn between what he wants to do with his life. Like, I don't know if I want a good education and make something of my life. God, these choices are so hard. Yeah, it's so fucking hard being good looking and smart with all the opportunity in the world. I'm Freddie Prinze Jr. and I can do anything I want, but I have to complain about it. Yeah, asshole. That's another thing. These movies all had the same sickness. They always had actors beyond their prime and casted people in their 20s to play teenagers. I mean, what the fuck? Why couldn't they just cast people who fit the part? Nowadays, it's more common that movies are casting actors who are the appropriate age, but they went overboard with this fucking shit. So the whole movie, he spends his time trying to build up a relationship with Lainey, all based on the premise of trying to win this bet, which still makes no sense to me. Like, why couldn't he just find a new girlfriend and move on? Come to think of it, how the hell does this guy have all this time to kill? Did he just forget to go to class for the whole 6 weeks? Her popularity starts to build up now that she's been hanging out with the cool kids, but listen to Paul Walker when he tries to convince her to go to a party.
And Preston's parties are the best. Booze, tunes, hotties.
Could that sound more like a date rape than anything? Despite not listening to common sense, she bites the fucking bullet and goes to the party in one of the most famous scenes in all of teen movies.
Swing the spinning step. You wear those shoes and I will wear that dress. Oh, kiss me
Eventually, she's nominated for prom queen, but like in all teen movies, the plot turns for the worse for the average 15-year-old watching this when Paul Walker decides to one-up Freddie and pull a robbery, telling Lainey it was all just a bet just so he could take her to the prom. You can't see it yet, but it's right there where it looks like he got kicked in the balls after confessing their relationship was all based on a bet. You son of a bitch! Through the power of teen movies, we were able to fit the entire 6 weeks in less than an hour and a half to the prom, and wouldn't you know it, everyone at this fucking school knows how to dance. You have to admit, what other movie would you see a large group of people moving in unison totally in sync? It wouldn't be a teen movie if there was no professional dancing by a group of high school students. To finish this fuckfest in less than 60 seconds, Lainey leaves the prom with Paul Walker, who then tries to slip her the good old baloney pony in the hotel room he rented, just so he can be another statistic for high school students contracting an STD.
I shelled out $300 for this room.
Cheap fuck. She goes home looking like someone just took a shit in her Cheerios, and there awaits Freddie to confess his feelings for her poolside. At this point, you're not even listening to a damn word he's saying. All you're doing is looking at the glare the fucking pool is giving off. At least that's what I did anyway. I think it's safe to say this scene would have done a hell of a lot better in front of a Pizza Hut. They finally kiss the night away, the movie cuts to graduation, and there you go. That's what a teen movie is. An hour and a half of mindless bullshit that would never happen in real life. If you're between the ages of 13 to 19, this is what your whole life is about. Watching fictional, cheap movies played by adults to make you think high school is the only thing that matters in this world.
High school is such a serious thing. These problems matter.
If you haven't already, check this movie out and let me know your thoughts in the comment section. If you like these types of movies, click the like button and subscribe to my channel so I can make more of these videos for you.